Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this video I'm going to be taking on the Terse Turk level 200 LUFENIA quest as part of Rude's character event. And for this one I'm going in with a party of Kuja, Gladio and Rude, with a Kuja friend and Diabolos as a summon. So with this LUFENIA I am not holding back, I am not pulling any punches, I am not using any interesting character comps, I am just going to go for pure damage. And I am going to basically destroy them with extreme prejudice because, to be perfectly honest, after the gauntlet of LUFENIAs that we've had with Reno's event, and then with Sephiroth Heretics, and then with Kieran, I think that we deserve a little bit of a break, don't you? Like, definitely an easier LUFENIA is not one that I'm going to complain about, so I'm just going for pure, raw, filthy damage. Which is why I've got two Kujas, because I can stagger the burst effects between them, which works really well when you've got Gladio doing counters and you're against a triple enemy wave. So let's get into it. I'm actually going 108 330s on my Kuja, because we are against a triple enemy wave, and that is just going to be allowing him to hit for higher numbers with his Ring Holy, with the splash damage, and with his EX. In fact, literally all of my characters have 108 330s. I don't have any spheres on Rude yet, but I do plan on giving him some spheres. I'm just not 100% sure which ones I am going to go for yet. So, that being said, let us just jump straight into it. So, thankfully on this one there is only a single wave on this LUFENIA, and it's against triple enemies. Unfortunately, the opening turn is actually pretty rough, to be honest. So let's see here. What we need to do is we need to get the imperil up as soon as possible. So Ring Holy does how many hits? 6 hits. So that'll go A, C, B, A, C, B. Okay, so it'll do, and that will go B, C, A. And that will go A, B, C. Okay, let's do it this way. A, B, C. It doesn't make a difference because freaking I forgot they're resistant to double resist to magic, but they are immune to lightning, so lightning can't be brought here. But it's a triple enemy wave, so why would you want to bring lightning? The melee is the only normal one they've got, but that's why we've got Kuja for the imperils. So let's get up the Tempest. Very nice. So we should be okay here. So the opening wave, they do hit pretty goddamn hard, and they have a stupid amount of bravery regen, but we should be fine. You know, we should be fine basically. And here I'm going to open up with Rude's LD, which is really what you want to do, because it gives him this ridiculous buff that is pretty much Rude's defining characteristic, right? So nice 101k to everything. And then with Kuja, we're nicely batteried up. Let's get the imperil going. There we go. So now we're just going to get twatted for, and then they just get this stupid amount of bravery regen, which is it's a thing. It's definitely a thing that happens. But thankfully, because Rude hits like an absolute goddamn truck, right? Not just because he's got synergy, but he also has bonus critical damage on everything that he does. So I'm just gonna go straight in with the LD on Gladio. In fact, I'm gonna pop this Crystal 65 because why the hell not? I'm not playing around. I do not want to die. So let's just yeah, let's just do this. And then we've got Rude. So Rude's LD buff is so powerful. Not only does it give him guaranteed critical hits, yeah, raises attack critical hit rate. So there's one very important thing that this buff does that this doesn't say. It converts overhealing into bravery at a ratio of 1 to 5. So basically, for every 1 HP you get healed, you get 5 bravery. So if you get healed for say 10,000 health, that becomes a battery of 30k. No, sorry, it becomes a battery of 50k. Yeah, it's that stupid. So it's absolutely incredible. And then you've got Rude's actual abilities, which both have bonus damage on critical, and everything that he does heals you. Everything. And oh yeah, he also gets guaranteed crit rate. So yeah, he just hits like a truck and he batteries like a beast. And because Gladio's got 20% HP regen, that means you're getting a battery for 20% of your maximum HP every turn as soon as his stacks get up. It's just goofy, man. It's just silly. So the main gimmick that these bosses have is that they have different masks, and it goes in levels from red, which is the worst, down to white, which is the weakest. And basically, when you break them, it goes down a stage, and if you leave them unbroken for too long, it goes up a stage, right? And at the highest level, they become they cleanse and become immune to debuffs when they get to red. When they're on yellow, they get HP regen, and it's like 90k HP. It's pretty dumb. You don't want them to do that. And then the minimum one is the bravery regen. So this is like on yellow, it recovers brave and HP, right? It's cumulative. So yeah, that is definitely something to watch out for. So I'm just going to be using skill 1 with Rude because that's the AoE damage skill. And the reason I've got a friend Kuja is because I'm going to sub him in at a certain point, and we're going to go into the burst, which is going to help us do even more damage. But not just yet. We don't quite need to do that just yet. But because we've got Gladio and his off-turn damage is like basically off the charts, the amount of efficiency we have is very, very, very high in terms of damage per turn. Oh yeah, and the orb condition for these enemies is just to keep them below 10k bravery. So as long as you keep breaking them and you keep shaving them down, which is something that Rude is very, very good at, then you are not going to need to worry too much. See, you break them and then they go down the stage. There are some HP thresholds at which the enemies do some funky stuff. Oh yeah, and then we've got Rude's EX, which is just well, he just speaks for itself. 300k damage. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. Okay, so first HP threshold, they kind of delay themselves, and they're all going to do AoE bravery HP attacks, which is very no bueno. Which is actually incidentally the reason that I have. This is the reason that I have edge call effect on my Rude, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop edge here, because that means that the enemies will miss. They will miss Rude, so they won't do damage to Rude. And then Gladio is already immune to damage because he's got his LD effect up. So this is basically just going to help us, well, survive. Because we definitely do not need to be taking all this damage right now. There we go. Oh, and it missed Kuja as well, so that's even better. Of course, one of the downsides to having Gladio is that if you break the enemies using his counters, then they will instantly go back to the state they were at before. So you do have to break them on your turn. You can't rely on counters to break them. So if you have a team with like Gladio and Gao in it, for instance, and you're relying on off-turn damage, then yeah, you might want to think again when it comes to that. Oh god! Oh, we have a Maelstrom. Oh yes, I do think I want to launch using this, thank you. Get a load of this. Oof, he's going to feel that one in the morning. Oh, okay, then they go into this must be another HP threshold. Well, here's what I think to that. Just click the burst button when all else fails. So I'm bringing the Kuja friend in with the burst effect, obviously, just to keep everyone's damage nice and high. And then when the friend runs out, that's when I'll be bringing my own Kuja back. Okay, so C is targeting Kuja, which is unfortunate. You know what? Let's do a proper good launch. Just gonna feel that one in the morning. Okay, so 2 enemies are targeting Gladio, so I am actually just gonna go for an impulse here. Didn't think I was going to do anything else. I love Kuja friends because they provide enchant imperil, and they can just spam LD, which hits like a truck by itself. So the burst effect just makes them a beast. So it's kind of like having a Ramza friend support before you have Ramza, because like Kuja is the one burst character apart from Warrior of Light that has a burst, and the burst is actually like you know, he provides auras to the team. Like most of the burst characters that we have are pretty selfish in nature, but not Kuja. So as long as the fight doesn't resist Holy, it's super nice for me to just swap in a Kuja friend and pop his burst, which keeps everyone's damage high, and then when our own Kuja comes back in, then we can just burst again. And it just keeps the sustained damage very high throughout the whole fight. So I definitely like when the orb conditions allow you to do that. Okay, so they've dropped the first time that one of them drops below 50% health, they do actually go into red mask mode, which I am going to try and stall out with my Crystal 65s. Because yeah, they forcibly go into red mask mode when one of them drops below half health, which is definitely not good, and it's not something you want to have to deal with. Okay, so what buff is running out? Turk's method. Okay, so like skill 1 is going to be fine. And of course, because they go into red mask mode, that also means that their imperil drops off. So I do this. I should have used EX there because they're immune to debuffs when they're in this state, which is brilliant. But as long as we break them, then we can kind of keep things under control. Yeah. When Gladio's impulse wears off, I'm probably going to go into summon at that point. Thankfully, they only do that once during the fight. Oh god, yeah, so that enemy goes into red mode, which is kind of shitty. But we can, at the very least, imperil these two. And then I'm just going to go into summon. And I will focus on the middle one, because we're going to hit the hardest. Yeah, and let's do a grand spark. Focus it over here. You need to get your health decreased. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Oh, yes, please. And what is very probably going to be our final impulse of the match. At least we're not in any danger of breaking A because we don't have the imperil at the moment. And then we'll just go into burst with our Kuja as soon as he gets his turn. Okay, so they're randomly going into a shield mode. Alright, well that's fine. Like, I do not really care about that. And that one's got a launch, so that... I'm just gonna use LD again, dude. You really don't think I'm about to take a launch like that? Jesus. Okay. And I am going to pop my Crystal 65 for a bit of extra battery, because look at this. The HP regen from Gladio turns into battery, so we get 20k bravery every turn. It's absolutely stupid. Okay, so let's see, do they all have the imperil on? No, they do not. Let's make sure that they do. Let's break all their shields. Yeah, I'm gonna do this to actually get a bit of extra battery, and then let's just go into an LD. Now what would do more damage out of Ultimate and Ring Holy? I actually think Ring Holy will hit harder, but we do need to refresh our buffs. 24 to everything, 25, 50, 150k, so yeah, Ring Holy would have done about the same. That's actually fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There ain't no coming back from this. Which one do I want to hit first? Let's hit this one. Rude's EX hits so hard. My god. Yeah, we've still got LDs left, so let's just use them. And I think C is in need of some more damage. Yeah. Oh, I've not seen that move before. Yeah, you just keep doing that, my friend. You just keep doing that. So B is actually furthest away in the turn order. It doesn't really matter. Oh, yes please. How are you not dead? That is an outrage. Whatever. You're still not dead. You know what? I've got to give credit where it's due. The guy somehow managed to survive till the end. But you ain't gonna survive this. The one and only time I used skill 2 in the entire match. And yeah, we still have a shit ton of skills left over, and there we go, that is it. That is the Rude Lufenia. So obviously there is a lot more margin for error and a lot more wiggle room on this one than there is on the previous few Lufenias. I mean, this just looked like a steamroll because it had freaking Gladio and Rude, and then Kuja. I mean, obviously this team just deals so much damage in such a short space of time. I was going to use Vivi, but I decided against it. I just figured I would just go for the biggest steamroll I could think of, and I think this worked out pretty well. So I just consider this catharsis for the freaking hellish gauntlet that we've been put through over the last couple of weeks. So I hope that was at least somewhat enjoyable to watch. I hope you all took something from it, and I hope you all had fun with this as well. So until the next time, take care and goodbye.